Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. I have been quiet about Carlee Russell, less for posting on my community tab and in my Facebook group because I honestly don't know what to think. I don't want to say something against her if she truly was abducted. Okay, I'm a victim's advocate and I'm for the victims here on the channel, and if Carlee is truly a victim, that's the last thing I want to do is say things that are not true about Carlee. It's been very hard though, because there's just all these posts from her parents, which we'll go through. Her boyfriend, who I don't know if he's still her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend. There was some sort of video initially on TikTok from what we assume was her brother, but apparently it was her brother in Christ, which is fine and good, but he did not say that until later. So that was sort of an untruth. And then you have all these other posts coming around, and the police obviously posting an update as well. So, and then we have the money situation, which seems like the Crime Stoppers is going to refund the money. So this just, to me, is such a clustery situation. And at the same time, until I saw a video earlier today, because of Gray Hughes, which I'm going to share with, hopefully with his blessing here. Gray Hughes had purchased the entire video from the highway. And until I saw that, and I actually saw it on Sleuth Mom's channel, until I saw that today, I was pretty much on the whole, I don't know, this just doesn't seem, it doesn't make sense. The pieces are just not coming together for me. But this morning, before we go over the statements, the most recent public posting or social media, what have you, here from the family is Mom and Dad spoke this morning to the Today Show. Now, initially, they stated in a statement on Facebook, I believe it was Sunday, make sure I correct that if it's not the case, that they needed some time to spend with Carlee and to get through the situation, and they would reach out to the media when they were ready. So I guess today being Tuesday, they're ready for that. So, okay, cool. So here is a piece, and I'm going to have to interrupt through it a bit because obviously it's the Today Show's NBC News' content, and here we go.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her.
Right off the bat, I thought what we were led to believe was that Carlee appeared at their doorstep on late, like 10:45, I believe it was, Saturday night. And on foot, of course, we've had stories that she was dropped off down the road. Again, that's multiple inconsistencies that we're hearing, but nothing's been confirmed by the PD, that they had to call for medical to be there. My question is, and I'm not questioning, that the parents aren't telling the truth here at all. Don't get me wrong. My question is, were paramedics, medical, already at the scene when she got there? Or were they there within like a couple of minutes? Because I was under the impression that she came home like out of the blue. Okay, she came like knocking at her parents' door, and then they had to call the police and obviously get EMS on the scene. So from the way Mom's describing it is that they were already there. Of course, that could just be a little inconsistency there, but that's something I noticed right off the bat.
But it's
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And I get that they're not going to say anything because of the investigation. My issue is they came on a major morning show, on the Today Show, and they're not really saying anything. That said, people contacting the family with, horrific things, I mean, that's uncalled for. Whether this is a mental breakdown, she needed to get away, or she truly was abducted, none of that helps the situation. None of it. So that is completely uncalled for. And irregardless of what happened to Carlee, I believe her parents really had nothing. They had no idea. At least they may know now, but I believe they had no idea until she came back home on late Saturday night.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
But they say one thing is clear.
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
Yeah, she did make it back. All right.
So the parents are believing what Carlee is telling them, that she was abducted. Again, I believe it's still totally possible. And until I saw the footage from before, early on, before we actually, all the footage that was coming out that I played on the previous video on Saturday, there was something that happened before that moment. And that's the moment that this potential story of an abduction starting to seem like it's really possible to me. Okay, this is footage that Gray Hughes investigates. He purchased it and he put this up. It's about an hour, a little over an hour long. There's no audio, as it states on there. And he's the one that went through it, and he saw this vehicle around right before the 9:30 mark, put its signal on in that right lane. It's hard to see, but And then all of a sudden, you'll see a jump cut on the video. It's very strange. So you'll come up here right before the 9:30 mark. He's putting his blinker on right there. And all of a sudden, it cuts. There's no other cuts on this footage. This is a continuous camera feed that they have. So it's almost as if it was edited before it was released to Gray. It's very strange. And again, this is all credit to Gray Hughes. It's very strange. So it appeared again that this vehicle, that vehicle with the turn signal on, was coming over to the right side in the shoulder where Carlee's vehicle was eventually located. And then we're going to see on the bottom corner here momentarily headlights. And then for some reason she's going to pull up there. And then she'll sit there for like 3 minutes. It's very strange. Okay, you see it? Right there. That's a vehicle. That lights at the bottom, that is a vehicle right out of the camera's view. Okay? So that seems to be Carlee. So we don't know what's going on back there because we can't see. So was that other vehicle that we saw that all of a sudden there was a jump cut? An edit? Was that her abductor? See, this is the footage, and Gray's amazing investigation is what has me starting to question more that this story may have more truth to it than we really believe, because this is crazy. And again, her 911 call was at 9:34. Call was at 9:34 p.m. So she's sitting there. Okay, and we'll watch as we get close to 9:34. You'll see the car move, but we don't know. Is this going to be Carlee in the car, or is this someone else? Again, this footage makes me question a lot more. My line of thinking was going one way, and now I'm kind of coming back to, well, maybe she was taken. I'm going to let it play out till we get to there. And you'll see her car pull up momentarily here as we get closer to the 9:34 mark. All right, so somewhere around here, she's making that 911 call. She's calling 911 to report that she sees a toddler on the side of the road. Of course, we have no idea what she's seeing because she's out of camera view. And there she comes. See, that is strange, you guys. So that is Carlee's Mercedes. But is that Carlee driving her Mercedes? That is the ultimate question. So again, this is the footage that we saw before, but we did not see beforehand. We were not looking at what happened before that 9:34 point. That looks like the door's opening, the driver's side door, and an individual is going to the passenger side. Again, is this Carlee or is this someone else? So, again, props to Gray Hughes for purchasing this video and figuring this out, because this is something we didn't know before. And I mean, I'm sure the police know it, but very strange for sure. It is very strange. That doesn't mean that there is a toddler out there, but it does seem to put some truth to the fact that maybe something truly did happen on the side of that road. And before we saw her vehicle come completely into the camera's view. So again, he backs it up and he plays it a few times. So please do go over to his channel and view the entire video, or at least you can play around with the timestamps on it. Again, he did excellent work, and I appreciate him letting me post it here on the channel. So this is the Hoover Police Department's update on Carlee Russell. They posted it on July 16th at 3:46 p.m. This is on Facebook. The Hoover Police Department is releasing additional information on the safe return of Carlee Russell. Since the time of the 911 call at 9:34 p.m. on July 13th, 2023, the Hoover Police Department has expended every available resource into locating Carlee, and we celebrate with the Russell family on her safe return at approximately 10:44 p.m. on July 15th. The following information are facts we have been able to determine at this point in the investigation. We are still gathering and evaluating evidence in this case. Carlee left work from a business at the Summit in Birmingham at approximately 8:20 p.m. She ordered food from a nearby business at the Colonnade and traveled there. We have worked to retrace all of her actions from the time she left the Colonnade until she called 911 and are well on our way to completing that task. At this point in the investigation, we have not been able to locate anyone with Carlee from the time she left the Colonnade until the 911 call was made. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel, up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. The conversation with the 911 operator ended and Carlee called a relative. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. After telling both the 911 operator and the relative she had seen a male toddler in a diaper on the side of I-459 and was stopping to check on him. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage is still being analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only timely report of a child on the interstate. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly behind. They located Carlee's wig, cell phone, and purse on the roadway near her vehicle, and Carlee's Apple Watch was in her purse. Investigators with the Crimes Against Persons Unit were notified, and the investigation immediately began in earnest with numerous leads being followed. Many local, state, and federal agencies immediately offered assistance and provided personnel and other resources to the investigation. No stone was left unturned, and the investigation continued throughout the weekend. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center received a call from Carlee's residence that she had returned home on foot. Hoover police and fire responded to the residence where Carlee was located. She was immediately transported by the Hoover Fire Department to UAB Hospital to be evaluated and was treated and released. Detectives responded to the residence and to UAB to take an initial statement from Carlee. The details of that statement are a part of the ongoing investigation, which is expected to continue over the next few days. During the initial portion of the investigation, detectives were able to retrace nearly all of Carlee's steps until the point she went missing and are confident that will continue to be the case. The Hoover Police Department continues to be extremely grateful for the outpouring of support from the Hoover community and beyond at all of the assistance provided by our law enforcement partners, which are too numerous to name. We rejoice with the Russell family as they continue to rest and recover from the situation and ask for their wishes to be respected regarding their privacy. This release contains all the information the Hoover Police Department is able to release at this time. As we continue to investigate, we will release information that is determined to be factual and pertinent to the public. When a press release is scheduled, we will provide advance notice of the date, time, and location. So again, this is the only and last official update we have received from the Hoover Police Department. Now, that statement contradicts a little bit to me from what the parents were saying on the Today Show, where they said that they got the 911 call and then they arrived, paramedics and police arrived. So that particular portion bugs me just a bit. Again, that could be nothing. And there is also of note, if you would like to hear a good explanation and a lot of research and put together of a lot of the dispatch calls and what have you, Plunder did an amazing job on that. I will link to her video on that. She did some amazing work. She obtained a lot of information through requests, and again, Plunder does a great job when she does her investigations as well. But that is that's the Hoover Police Department statement, and as of Tuesday evening, that is all we have received from the Hoover Police Department. So this is the Facebook post that Carlee's mom posted on Sunday morning after Carlee had returned home the evening before. Great morning. My husband and I want to make this statement again as we did last night. It's nothing more to add or take away from how we are feeling right now. God is faithful and He has answered our prayers. We are so grateful to each of you for all of the acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion you have shown. Our baby is safe. Thank you, Father God. What we do want to ask for privacy at this time, as we just love on our daughter and each other with our close family and friends. Also, please consider the fact that we have not slept for 3 nights and we are mentally and physically exhausted. To our media friends, I promise we will speak with you and give a general statement in the near future, as this is an ongoing investigation. We consider the media outlets that cared enough to share this story, law enforcement agencies, special investigators, city leaders to be our friends, and we will be respectful of all. For everyone that has messaged or called to rejoice with us, we are so grateful for your concern. Just as we made a commitment to not entertain negative thoughts during the time our daughter was missing, we surely will not entertain negative thoughts, statements, unvalidated opinions, or sheer ignorance at such a joyous time. We pray that those that doubt God's power, miracles, and the power of faith will be encouraged to draw closer to Him and learn the power of positive affirmations and unwavering faith. We love each of you and are eternally indebted for your support and love. Be blessed. The Russells. So I thought that was a very nice statement. And again, despite all the negative, I wanted to make sure that the family had their time, because I believe that that's completely understandable to me. But what gets me was the boyfriend. He made a post, and obviously this morning when mom made a statement on the Today Show, well, that seems to collide with this statement, but it didn't seem to do that, and we had a couple of days there that was a lot of questions. So this is his post. Again, I don't know if he's the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend at this point. I don't even know how to start off this post, but to only say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for saving my girlfriend's life. Also, thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came out to the Hoover Met to help us with the search parties, and who went and proceeded to tell other people about Carlee to bring more awareness to her story. I have been going nonstop since I received the call that she was missing on Thursday night. I know she would have done the same for me, so I wasn't going to give up until I saw her face again. I was straight tunnel vision, Even when I would get on social media on my downtime and see some of the false allegations and assumptions about me having something to do with her abduction would have me discouraged at times, I didn't give up and kept my faith. I just want to thank all of my family, friends, former teammates, and church members who called or texted me just to let me know that they're praying and here for me. You guys don't know how much that meant to me. All I ask from everyone right now is to be respectful of Carlee's situation. She was literally fighting for her life for 48 hours. So until she's physically and mentally stable again, she will not be able to give any updates or whereabouts on her kidnapper at this very moment. I also want to thank the people on social media who has been understanding and respectful about what she's been through in these past few days. Once again, I can't thank you guys enough for helping us bring Carlee home. God bless you all. So that's the boyfriend's statement, and he also had some photos on that as well. And this is hard to read, so I'm going to actually read it from another screen. But you guys might be able to zoom in on it. This just posted tonight. I'm not going to read all the other posts that a lot of allegations are concerned. I'm just reading the official posts and press releases from the parents, Hoover PD, her boyfriend, and this right here will be her place of employment, the spa. They released a statement today at 3 p.m., a press release. It says, read Carlee Russell case. In response to the many inquiries Woodhouse Spa Birmingham has received over the past several days regarding the Carlee Russell case, we offer the following. Our greatest concern has always been the well-being of Carlee and her safe return. Woodhouse Spa employees have been deeply impacted by the events that transpired, but are now ecstatic with the news of Carlee's return home. Our employees worked extremely hard through very tough times to keeping guests happy while dealing with the fact that their coworker was missing. We've been working with the Hoover Police Department since Friday morning, the morning following Carlee's disappearance, in order to come up with any information that would help the investigation. Everything we uncovered is in the possession of the Hoover Police Department. We understand the investigation is in a very sensitive state and do not want to release any details that could jeopardize the investigation. Leaks, both true and untrue, can have a devastating impact on any investigation. We understand that there are many posts on social media claiming certain information to be true. Some items are factual, while others are not. Please rest assured that the Hoover Police Department is working around the clock to bring this case to conclusion. We have great confidence in the investigators and expect a resolution soon. Signed, C. Stuart Rome, owner of the Woodhouse Spa in Birmingham. So there's been rumors that she stole from her job, that she failed her nursing program. Again, I have screenshots of all these. I refuse to go over them. These could be completely awful rumors, and I completely agree with the spa and the rest of the police. These are all rumors and speculations, and God forbid that this woman didn't do any of those things. We need to be really careful about what we say. So that is the facts, what we know so far. It's tough because as true crime, as those of us that love this true crime stuff, and we love these cases, and we were out there hoping that this girl came home, which she did. That's really the bottom line, that she came home and she's safe. But we all want to know what happened. We have questions, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, we need to let law enforcement do their investigation, and hopefully they're gonna fill in those gaps that we have. And until and unless that doesn't happen, I'm relying on the Hoover Police Department to do just that. I'm thinking that today is Tuesday evening when I record this. I'm thinking that we're hopefully going to have something by week's end. Again, this all happened on late Thursday evening, so maybe by Thursday night, Friday before the end of business. I think that there'll be some other official statement or press conference from Hoover Police Department. And if not this week, I'm sure quickly thereafter. Until then, I'm not going to go through all these crazy stories that are out there, because again, if this girl really got abducted and she's kidnapped and there's somebody out there, which, yeah, we all are going, well, why wasn't there a bolo? There have been cases that it's happened. The cops, they don't believe that there's any danger and they don't put out a bolo. So I don't agree with that they shouldn't, but at the same time, we don't know what they know. So at this point, we're just going to be grateful that Carlee is safe. She's back home, and I'm going to wait here until we get the official word from law enforcement and see what happened. Because again, her family is supporting her, and being that I support the victims here on the channel, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here. So let me know what you think in the comments. And again, once I hear from law enforcement, I will post another update. But until then, I guess it's a hurry up and wait situation, guys. All right, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.